The rich create securities. There are bad debts, which means debts that are not easy to recover. So they package bad debts and issue securities to finance the bad debts. Originally, packaging bad debts was already nonsense. Part 1. Issuing securities to finance bad debts. Nonsense, Part 1, Part 2. So we have the story about Newton. Mr. Newton bought into the bad debt and saw that, oh, the securities went up in value. He thought it was too easy to make money, so he sold his house and all his property to buy into this nonsense. So when the bubble burst, because it was inherently a bubble, when the bubble burst, Newton's assets were lost entirely. From then on, every time Newton heard the word securities, he had seizures, sweats profusely. And from then on, no one ever dared to mention the word securities in front of Mr. Newton, because when he heard it, he would sweat profusely and lie down for days without eating or drinking, terrified. An extremely intelligent scientist, but did not have the mindset of the rich. Instead, he had the mindset of the poor, so he got tricked. Should you buy stocks or should you buy bonds? Should you join multi-level marketing? Well, Buffett is a super multi-level marketer. Buffett is a stock publisher. The advice is that we should not join business partnerships or buy stocks. And to understand that takes a whole process. To reiterate, if you like stocks, then be a stock issuer, not someone who buys stocks. Bill Gates is wealthy, Buffett is wealthy, Elon Musk is wealthy because they issue stocks. Take note, people mistakenly think that Buffett buys stocks. No, he buys entire companies. And he issues stocks. Donald Trump is also a stock issuer. To reiterate, if you are interested, then become a stock issuer, never a stock buyer. Of course, it's not simple that you issue and people will buy from you. So for bonds, you should never buy from companies or governments, but should issue bonds yourself. The government says buying bonds contributes to national infrastructure. That is a big lie. Never buy government bonds. So, should you join multi-level marketing to get free training? Remember the advice, free has a very high cost. There is no free lunch, therefore good advisors must charge a fee. So, should you join business partnerships? How is it any different from buying stocks? Too many issues to consider to see if they contradict the theory of minimizing risk. And one issue here is that Kiyosaki is using financial leverage. The truth must be researched carefully. In reality, I see that we don't necessarily need to borrow money. Here we have the concept of intangible assets that become tangible assets. But here I'm just adding that the preference for free things is essentially the intangible liabilities of those criticizing Kiyosaki. I hope they keep criticizing Kiyosaki and buying securities. Because those with a rich mindset create the exchange and let those with a poor mindset buy stocks and then sit back and collect transaction fees. So there are many conspiracies, currencies, securities, cryptocurrencies, casinos, condos, consumer trends, luxury cars, beauty aesthetics salons, hospitals, banks. So let's temporarily set aside the discussion with this terrifying conspiracy. The scariest. So scary, you guys, so inhuman. That is, people with a rich mindset create religion, the pinnacle. Very scary, folks. Email me at dddn2608938@gmail.com for questions.